Criminal psychology is a special field that helps us understand why people commit crimes. It is the study of the thoughts, feelings, intentions, and reactions of those who break the law. In a country as vast and diverse as India, this science is becoming very important. It is not just about catching criminals, it is about understanding the deep-rooted reasons for their actions. This understanding is the first step towards preventing crime and making our society a safer place for everyone. By looking into the mind of a criminal, we can find patterns and clues that help law enforcement officials to solve even the most complicated cases. This field bridges the gap between the law and the human mind, offering explanations where there is only confusion. Imagine a police officer trying to solve a difficult case. They have the evidence, but they cannot figure out the motive. This is where a criminal psychologist comes in. They help to build a profile of the possible suspect. This profile includes their likely age, background, personality traits, and even their habits. This is not guesswork. It is based on careful analysis of the crime scene and the behavior shown by the criminal. For example, a very messy and violent crime scene might suggest an impulsive person who acted out of sudden anger, whereas a carefully planned crime points to a more organized and patient offender. This psychological insight helps the police to narrow down their search and focus on the right kind of suspects, saving precious time and resources. The role of a criminal psychologist does not end with catching the offender. They also play a crucial part within the justice system itself. In the courtroom, they can act as expert witnesses. They might be asked to assess if an accused person is mentally fit to stand trial or to understand the legal proceedings. They can also offer an expert opinion on the mental state of the person at the time the crime was committed. This is very important for ensuring a fair trial. The psychologist's assessment helps the judge and jury to understand the full picture, including any psychological issues that might have influenced the person's behavior. This ensures that justice is not just about punishment, but also about understanding and fairness. Ultimately, the goal of criminal psychology in India is to create a more just and secure society. It helps us move beyond simply punishing people and towards a system that also focuses on rehabilitation and prevention. When we understand the psychological triggers of crime, be it poverty, past trauma, or mental illness, we can start to address these root causes. This knowledge allows us to develop better programs for helping offenders change their ways and reintegrate into society. It also helps in designing community initiatives aimed at preventing crime from happening in the first place. By delving into the complexities of the human mind, criminal psychology provides the tools to build a better future for India. India is a land of countless cultures, languages, and traditions. This rich diversity is our strength, but it also means that there is no single reason why people turn to crime. What drives a person to commit an offense in a small village in Punjab might be very different from what motivates someone in a bustling city like Mumbai. Criminal psychology in India must therefore be deeply aware of these cultural and social nuances. For example, in some communities, intense pressure to uphold family honor, or izzat, can lead to extreme actions. In other areas, deep-seated poverty and lack of opportunity passed down through generations can create a cycle of crime that is very difficult to break. Understanding these specific contexts is key to understanding the crime itself. The structure of our society also plays a massive role in shaping behavior. The joint family system, while a source of support for many, can also create immense pressure and conflict for some individuals, leading to psychological distress that might manifest in harmful ways. Similarly, rapid urbanization is changing our social fabric. Many young people move from villages to big cities seeking jobs and a better life. However, they often face loneliness, alienation, and financial hardship. This isolation, combined with the pressures of city life, can make them vulnerable to falling into criminal activities. A criminal psychologist must consider these societal shifts when analyzing an individual's actions, as they provide the backdrop against which the crime occurred. Religious beliefs and community norms also have a profound impact on an individual's psychology and behavior. In a deeply religious country like India, interpretations of faith can sometimes be used to justify certain actions, both good and bad. Superstitions and traditional beliefs can also influence how a crime is committed or perceived by the community. For instance, certain crimes might be linked to local myths or rituals. A psychologist working on such a case needs to be sensitive to these beliefs to truly understand the offender's mindset. Ignoring this cultural layer would mean missing a crucial part of the puzzle and could lead to incorrect conclusions about the person's motivations and mental state. Therefore, applying Western psychological theories directly to the Indian context without any modification is often ineffective. We need to develop our own models and approaches that are tailored to the unique realities of our diverse communities. This means conducting more research within India, studying criminals from different backgrounds and understanding their unique life stories. For instance, recent analysis of serial killers in Gujarat showed that many were loners from lower income backgrounds with histories of substance abuse, often driven by a need for money. This kind of localized data is invaluable. By creating culturally sensitive psychological tools, we can more effectively understand, prevent, and treat criminal behavior across the nation. And one of the biggest challenges facing the growth of criminal psychology in India is the severe lack of resources. There simply are not enough funds dedicated to research in this critical area. Without proper research, we cannot develop effective India-specific methods for offender profiling, psychological assessment, and rehabilitation. Most of our current practices are borrowed from Western countries, which may not always be suitable for our unique social and cultural landscape. We need more universities and government institutions to invest in long-term studies that explore the psychological roots of crime within our own communities. This lack of funding also means there are very few well-equipped labs or centers for this work, which hinders our progress. Another major hurdle is the shortage of trained professionals. There is a great need for more criminal psychologists in India, but there are not enough specialized academic courses to train them. Many psychology graduates do not have the specific skills needed to work with the police, in prisons or in the courts. We need to update our university curriculums to include practical training in forensic psychology, criminal profiling, and therapeutic interventions for offenders. Furthermore, the professionals who are already working in the field often feel isolated and lack opportunities for continuous learning and development. Creating more training programs and professional networks is essential for building a strong community of experts in the country. Even when we have trained professionals, there is often a gap in collaboration between psychologists, the police, and the legal system. Police officers are usually the first to arrive at a crime scene, but they may not be trained to look for the subtle psychological clues that a criminal leaves behind. Similarly, lawyers and judges may not fully understand the value that a psychological assessment can bring to a case. To make the system more effective, we need to build bridges between these different fields. Regular joint training workshops and seminars can help police officers, lawyers, and psychologists to understand each other's roles and learn how to work together as a team for the cause of justice. Improving this collaboration is crucial for the entire justice system. When police work closely with psychologists from the start of an investigation, they can develop more accurate suspect profiles and better interrogation strategies. In court, a psychologist's testimony can provide crucial context, helping a judge make a more informed decision. In prisons, collaboration ensures that inmates receive the right kind of psychological support needed for their rehabilitation, which can reduce the chances of them reoffending after release. States like Tamil Nadu have shown progress by using psychology in their prisons, but this needs to become a nationwide practice. Teamwork is not just desirable, it is absolutely necessary to make our justice system more effective and humane. The future of criminal psychology in India looks promising, especially with the rise of new technologies. Advanced tools like neuroimaging, which includes techniques like fMRI brain scans, are opening up new windows into the criminal mind. Scientists are beginning to understand how certain brain structures and functions might be linked to aggressive or impulsive behavior. For example, research has shown that damage to the frontal lobe of the brain can sometimes lead to a person having difficulty controlling their emotions and actions. While this is not an excuse for crime, understanding these neurological factors can help us develop more targeted treatments and therapies for certain offenders, helping them manage their conditions better. This new technology does not mean we can simply scan a brain and tell if someone is a criminal. It is far more complex than that. However, these tools can provide valuable insights when used as part of a broader psychological assessment. For instance, they could help in identifying individuals who are at a higher risk of reoffending and who might benefit from specific kinds of intervention. The goal is not to label people, but to understand the biological factors that may contribute to their behavior. As this technology becomes more accessible and affordable in India, it could revolutionize our approach to both understanding crime and rehabilitating offenders, making our methods more scientific and precise. Ultimately, the main goal of criminal psychology is not just to punish, but to heal and restore. The focus is shifting towards rehabilitation, which means helping offenders to change their thought patterns and behaviors so they can become productive members of society. Research shows that harsh approaches like scared straight programs are often ineffective. Instead, therapies like cognitive behavioral therapy, or CBT, have proven to be very successful. CBT helps individuals to identify the negative thoughts that lead to criminal actions and teaches them new, positive ways of thinking and coping with problems. Anger management courses and family therapy are other effective methods that help address the root causes of criminal behavior. By embracing these modern approaches, criminal psychology can play a vital role in making India a safer and fairer nation. It helps us prevent crime by identifying and supporting at-risk individuals before they break the law. It helps our justice system by ensuring that investigations are thorough and trials are fair. And it helps in reducing crime rates in the long run by focusing on effective rehabilitation rather than just punishment. The journey of understanding the criminal mind is a long one, but with a commitment to culturally sensitive practices, better resources, strong collaboration, and new technology, we can unravel these complex minds and build a more compassionate and secure future for all.